Welcome back to the channel. It has been a crazy week for me. We had the legendary Micaiah summoning session, and then immediately after I had Genshin Impact wishes to do, and it's just been insane. And to top that off, we got a big announcement yesterday of the update that I have definitely been waiting for. I've been waiting for this update pretty much all year, to be honest. And the reason for that is very simple. We are finally getting the CYL refines for Brave Alm. And does he need it? Oh my gosh, Brave Alm he came out and he was already bad. Just being honest, right? I have a plus 10 Brave Alm. I love Alm, but he was not good. He can hit kind of hard, and that's about it. So finally getting to see his refine coming up makes me extremely happy. Hopefully we get something insane. I think a lot of people want like distant counter on his weapon, and I'm not really one of them, to be honest. I think he doesn't really suit distant counter in any way. He doesn't have any kind of damage reduction. He has low resistance. Even when fully merged, the resistance is still bad. I think they should just completely focus Brave Alm into offense. Let Send Scale, his true damage A skill, just shine, right? Like give him double lion in his weapon. Let him just double hit. Let him just smash people. Make sure that he gets plus 5 to all stats no matter what. None of this nonsense where he needs to be away from his team. I think you should give him maybe even half of NFU, maybe all of NFU, so he can just get in there and smash somebody super hard. I can see something like that for sure. Or even maybe you could do Desperation 3 in there, and then he could quad maybe. Quad, that'd be pretty cool. True damage quad, that's horrifying. I think something like that could be really awesome. Other than that, we also have Brave Eliwood. We'll see what they can do with him. He has a dual effectiveness and some stats, so they can really make him, do whatever they want him to. I'm not too excited for that one. I'm kind of just whatever. Legendary Lin's last chance to be good. Oh man, I love Legendary Lin's art. That's it's my favorite Lin art by far. It's not even close. That's my favorite Lin art. And I'm really hoping they can do something to make her good, because Laza Sakai is not bad, but she needs a lot more help. She needs a lot more help. So hopefully they can do something there. I'm terrified of what Brave Camilla is going to get, because Brave Camilla, she's not ridiculously good right now, but she's annoying. Whenever you see Brave Camilla, you have to deal with gravity, and gravity is just an annoying effect to deal with. And so the idea of her getting better scares me. Even if she just gets a big damage boost, that could be annoying. But I can also see her getting Kanto maybe, or something like that, where she's just frustrating to deal with. I don't want to even think about it. Oh my gosh. And then last we have Brave Micaiah. Brave Micaiah is, I like Micaiah a lot, but I don't think Brave Micaiah is anything crazy. I think right now it's she gets stat bonuses equal to the debuffs on the enemy. So maybe they can make her a debuff god like Gunthra. Maybe? I don't know. Also, normal Ephraim will be stealing Brave Ephraim's refine. So we got a refine for not Brave Ephraim. Sorry. Legendary Ephraim. And I love Legendary Ephraim. I have him at plus 5. I'll probably give him the plus 6 on this remix. And so, segueing from there, let's jump right into the remixes that were announced for 2 of my favorite characters. So we have Legendary Ephraim, and he has Attack Defense Solo 4, which is good, because I almost gave him that to him, and then I thought, you know what, I'm going to wait until he gets his remix. So I'm glad I didn't do that. That's a very good A skill for him, even though he might need some speed, to be honest. But then his B skill as well, Solar Brace 2, now has Kanto built into it. That's amazing. And then it also has, so if they try to run guard or something, you just ignore it, which is very, very good. And then 10 HP after combat. I'm kind of iffy on that one. It's definitely good in non-Aether Raids, right? If you're using him in Aether Raids, you do not want him to be healing, because you want him to be a Wings of Mercy magnet, essentially. But if you're using him in Arena, which is probably the better place to use him just because he's a legendary unit and you can use him every fire season, then the healing's pretty good, right? You can get him into combat, get him out, and have him keep fighting because he's going to be healing. So overall, I think it's a pretty good preference skill. But we're going to have to wait for his refine to see what he can really do. I think that for his refine, he needs to have a better condition for his auto double. I think he needs to have special acceleration built into his weapon, so that way he doesn't have to run Heavy Blade on the seal. And I mean, if they want to give it to him, NFU, half of NFU could be really good. Then I think Legendary Ephraim will be a solid unit, and he can actually do some work. Also, he has to have the stats. He needs a stat bonus on his weapon, of course, because he's just outdated stat-wise. So they probably just need to add, put the plus $5 stats, just slap it right on there. And then next we have Hector. So Legendary Hector is one of my favorite units in the entire game. I love his art. I think it's absolutely amazing. More art by Wada, of course. And he's getting Crafty Fighter 3 and Ostius Pulse 2. So Crafty Fighter 3 is interesting, right? I kind of wish that it was Slick Fighter 3 off like Henrietta, because I really like the penalty nullifications that you can get from that. But Crafty Fighter 3 is good because it keeps the guard effect. So right now I'm using Special Fighter on him, and it gives him the special acceleration, and then also the guard, right? But with Crafty Fighter 3, I essentially get a better quick riposte and the guard, and then I can put Steady Breath 3 as a seal. So he's still getting the special acceleration, but he's also getting +4 defense. So technically it's just better, right? It's just a straight upgrade. So that's pretty good too. And then Ostius Pulse 2. Ostius Pulse 2 is interesting. I think it's pretty strong actually. The only problem is that it still has a tactics requirement attached to it, which I thought they would remove, but they didn't. So essentially you can't have more than 2 units of a certain movement type. So you can't have like you can't have 3 infantry. You can't have 3 cavalry, right? You can only have 2. And so that makes it so that it's going to be difficult to pull off an AR. Because I know some people used to use Legendary Hector as like a pulse battery in AR, and they can't really do that anymore. Or they can, but it's going to be difficult, because especially when you have a 7-unit team, like you have to really spread yourself pretty wide there with the types of units you're using. But in Arena, it's going to be amazing. I think in Arena, it's going to be super solid. The fact that he gets defense and res +6, and then all his allies get that as well, I mean, that's 1 less rally you have to bring, right? So you can bring like rally attack speed on 1 unit, harsh command on another, and then you could have something else on the other unit, right? So it kind of really helps with like some of the major debuffs or major buffs you want on your Arena team. Also, it reduces the cooldown every turn now, not just turn 1. So that's very, very big, and it also affects him. So that's massive. That's what the #1 thing I wanted on Hector, was that he got the -1 special cooldown, because that allows him to spam ethers in combat, you know, and so it will let him keep himself up. We aren't getting his refine quite yet. I'm hoping it's next month, but it might be the month after that one. I'm hoping that he gets something really, really strong for his refine, because I would love to see Legendary Hector just be a menace like he used to be. When Legendary Hector came out, people hated his guts, and I loved it because I had one. And so I would just love to see the Hector Copter come back and smash some face. Okay, other than that, I don't think there's much else to talk about. They did announce that the other Legendary heroes will be in remixes, so like Rid, Marth, Erica, Tiki, Lucina, Azura. We all figured that out by looking at the calendar, so that's not a big surprise by any means. So other than that, I think we got some new combat manuals. I see a Dancer Nephany, which I'm hoping that we get her as a Forma so that I can merge her, and that'd be cool, but we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so let's jump in. We talked a long time. Let's jump in, see what we're up against today. I do have Pirate Nice Subtle as my bonus unit, and also Pirate Hinoka as my bonus unit, depending on the team. So let's see what we're up against. See a Yoon. Oh. Okay. This is a bait team, like 100%. This has to be a bait team. Let's use whoever we want, right? Sure. Okay, well, I guess today's video is mostly going to be my impressions of the announcement. That's kind of annoying. Not annoying, but disappointing, I guess is a better word. Let's just start. Okay. Well, there's that. And then for defense, I'm pretty sure we've had a spotless defense, so we've done really well this week. Well, that's going to be Aether Raids for today. That was extremely quick. And hopefully you enjoyed my impressions on the update. And once we get it, I'll definitely be going over that for sure, because I'm very excited for this update. Hopefully I can get some cool Brave Alm stuff out and just see him wreck some space. That'd be nice. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe. And also drop a comment down below telling me what you're most excited for the next update. And I'll see everybody tomorrow. Bye.